I ain't tryna wait today. Wake up, get some cake today. I've been with the dogs, I got this bone you tryna chase today. Wake up, seen some O's up in my bank, I'm feeling great today. Wake up, seen some O's up in my bank, I'm feeling great today. I ain't tryna wait today. Wake up, get some cake today. I've been with the dogs, I got this bone you tryna chase today. Wake up, seen some O's up in my bank, I'm feeling great today. Wake up, seen some O's up in my bank.
The lot.
You're in the Whip with Flex.
And Quell.
And welcome to another episode of the In the Whip podcast, man. I think we on episode 36 now.
36, yeah, 36.
Damn,
almost 40.
Time is flying, bro.
Almost 50.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, what you want to do for 50th episode, man?
I don't know. We gotta have
Take
like
a shot or something, drink a little
extravaganza type shit.
Confetti in here or something. In your car, not mine.
Now we doing that in your whip. Now we gonna run out the whip and do that, man.
Okay, I
We're
like
gonna do out. Yeah, I think that's what we gonna do. Maybe run out a whip, like a little special joint. You know what I'm saying?
that. Sounds a good idea.
I feel like that's good, man. Hey, man. But anyway, we got a very special episode for you guys today. We got a lot to talk about today, man. We're getting into talking about power, control, and the narrative shaping America's future.
And pass.
And past.
Yeah.
I like that. Coming up next, Trump brings in the National Guard to D.C. That one is crazy. Everyone's going crazy about that one on social media. I know a lot of people that aren't from D.C., and then especially the people that are from D.C., they've been talking about that. They're basically saying, hey, if you're not from D.C., don't talk about D.C.
Don't talk about it, don't come here.
Don't talk about it, because everyone's just talking about D.C. and, you know.
Oh, yeah, from what I heard, it's like people on the ground are like, bro, this is so stupid. Like, they're just like, for most people, their life ain't really changed that much. It's just a stupid display of like, you know, what's the word? It's a blank measuring contest, it seems like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I think this one is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
The Smithsonian Museum's under review for patriotic content.
That's insane.
This one is insane. So
19 museums.
is it 19?
And it's only, yeah. I think it's from like the Air and Space to, I think, I want to say African American museums under Smithsonian as well. I might be wrong, but there's a lot of museums, like art museums, it's a lot of stuff.
And they're gonna be like restructuring them and all that stuff. That the restructuring is a kind word.
Probably, yeah.
It's a kind word. We're gonna get into it some more later. Man, I'm really starting today. I don't know what's going on.
It's all good.
Anyway, PBS and NPR Shutdown replaced by PragerU. Yeah, man, that one's an interesting one. And the truth about slavery: did white people invent it or industrialize it? I know you got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, always.
And our question for you today: if you control the past, do you even control the future? I know that's a little confusing, but really think about it. If you control the past, who controls the future? And do you control the future? Hey, man, this is In the Whip, man. Let's get into the In the Whip of the week, man. What we in, man?
We're in your car.
Yeah, we in my whip.
Back in your car.
Back in my car.
RC 350 F Sport. Very nice car. Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Slick, fast. Dare I say sexy, cool.
I appreciate that, man. I think it's sexy today, too. I actually saw somebody else with the same car, but they was in a different car. I like my cars white.
Yeah.
They had the silver version, kind of similar to the one I was thinking about getting originally, but it just didn't have that feel.
I really like that silver on cars.
What, like that's light silver, dark silver, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, my favorite silver is like the Mercedes-Benz, like that Sterling silver.
I know what you're talking about. That do look,
like the most.
Yeah, I like that a lot, too.
It looks cool. I know it seems like kind of dumb to get a car and be like, give me the factory color. Give me the color before you paint it, but like the silver, it looks really cool.
No, that shit is hard, man. Yeah, and it wasn't that colored, wasn't that silver, the one I saw today, but it was close. So I like that. I was like, damn, that shit look really good. But something about the white for me, man. I don't know.
Think about wrapping this?
I do. I think about it all the time.
What would you wrap it with?
White.
White again? A different white? Like a
pearl white is all.
Oh, pearl white.
Yeah.
So what is this, like a creamier type of white? False.
I know. I forgot what kind of white they said it. There's a name for this white. I can't remember what it is.
Eggshell?
I feel like you just throwing shit out. There's white now. T-shirt white.
Yeah, eggshell white, t-shirt white. I don't know. Tooth white?
I
white?
honestly don't know, but I do want to. I'm thinking of like a pearl white.
Oh.
I want to get like either the pearl white or the whitest white I can get.
You semen white.
They have that?
Probably.
I'm gonna ask, yo. I bet you somebody got that shit. I bet you somebody got it, man. But hey, man, like I said, I really like this car, man. Yeah, let's get into it. You got anything else to say?
No, man. Let's get into it.
Let's get into these topics, man. Trump mobilizes the National Guard in D.C. Trump mobilizes 800 National Guard troops and federalizes the D.C. police, declaring an emergency despite violent crime being at a 30-year low.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is one of the, this is one of the things that really makes me mad.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they're trying to push a narrative of, what do you say, DC, Baltimore, Chicago.
And might be one more, but all cities with black mayors.
Yes.
All cities with a lot of positivity going on, with a lot of cities of huge low in crime. Like in Baltimore, where we're from, it's the same thing. I think it's longer than 30 years actually, but we had the least amount of homicides to this point in a
long time. But
decades.
They're trying to push this narrative that we are uncivilized. It's just, we're chaotic. There's just so much violence going on. Trying to give it basically a justification for being able to put more enforcement into areas to get whatever they're trying to get. Even when the numbers show that we're at an all-time low.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because who's one of those people who always like to try to use Ben Shapiro and all those guys? I hate these.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, using the numbers, but they know the numbers don't lie, but they, without context.
In a disingenuous way.
In a disingenuous way, exactly. I hate that type of thing.
It's like certain people in this country will always fall for the narrative of like, oh, Chicago's dangerous, or this city's dangerous, or this city's dangerous.
Yeah.
Every city's dangerous in a way, but if you look at the real numbers, the crime rate nationwide, we said this before, is going down across the board. Only in the worst areas you'll find yourself in would you be like susceptible to crime. And then DC especially, we've been to DC so many times.
Yeah.
DC has rough spots, but DC by and large is very affluent. It's nice, big homes. People are wealthy there.
So I'm going to play, not devil's advocate, but I want to play on the other side. Like I told you before we got on the show, some people from DC are like, hey, if you're not from DC, don't talk about DC. Basically saying that it's rough out there. Like you said,
every spot is rough.
We're not, reducing, the actuality of what actually goes on in those situations.
Nothing to brag about, by the way.
Yeah, not anything to brag about at all. But yeah, they're trying to be like, you don't know it's tough, rough out here, I think
the main driving force for this is less violent crime, more homelessness. I think this is more so the police and step on the homeless population, which is, already a dark thing because you already have gutted the shelters and the FEMA and all that stuff that can help these people, and now you're gonna police them and criminalize them essentially and push them into the system where they'll probably be making a profit.
So my question is I don't know if you know. Let me ask first. What is our video talking about today? Do you remember exactly what it was talking about?
Just breaking down. It's just an overview of it. It's from BBC News.
Okay, so my
British Broadcast Channel News.
Not the other BBC.
No.
Better black community.
Ain't no videos BBC gonna be on here, man.
Better black community, bro.
Nigga didn't know what OnlyFans going.
Type. But no, supposedly they have this the homelessness thing. They're saying they're setting up a program where the homeless people can go in and they can choose to live in this homeless shelter and do whatever. And if they don't, then they gotta find somewhere to go. If not, they'll get fined. And if they don't pay the fine, they'll go and be imprisoned.
So what happens when...
Yeah, go ahead. There's a bunch of questions to talk about this.
What happens when the shelter that they want to send them to is either too far away, they can't get to it in time.
Exactly.
Or it's full already because there's only one that you named. What if they were in the shelter before, but because of funding, it got closed down? What about the soup kitchens you closed down and stuff? What about like the fact that they're homeless so they can't pay a fine anyway? So you're basically giving them a free ticket to jail.
Now, see, here's the thing. When a regular person hears, we're going to open up these shelters for the homeless that they can go to, right? Not knowing any of the other context that you had. The first thing, this is great. But now knowing that there's only a limited amount of shelter, and then don't forget, these people are already homeless, probably don't have enough money to pay the fines that they're going to be fining.
Or enough money to get themselves to the shelter.
To the shelter.
Or a cab or whatever else.
And then they're going to be giving, he said he's going to increase the fine, not just give them a fine. The fine's going to be doubled and increased because they're saying, we gave you a chance. So now they're basically setting them up so they end up in prison to go into these
and you have homeless
situations.
Families, you have people who are homeless and it's a couple, you have people who are homeless and it's a parent and a child or someone and their pet, so many other things that go into this. And it's like a really, 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 it's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
It's very similar to like when you free the slaves, then you make loitering a crime.
Yeah.
What else is somebody with no job or anything going to do but loiter?
But that's what I'm saying. But they'll be like, that's the thing that I hate. They'll be like, then they deserved it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a criminal. Put him in there. We gave him a chance. No, you really didn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You barely gave them a chance.
I would argue that most people in this country view homeless people as either drug addicts or criminals already, and they already assume that they're homeless because of their own doing or so, in some way, which most of the time we know that ain't really the case. Most homeless people are just like foster kids that they had nowhere to go when they turned 18, really. Or they're drug addicts or they lost their job or whatever else.
But why do they think that?
That's what the media wants you to
But
think.
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then when they do something like this and they put them in jail.
Oh, they give them a chance to,
But then when they put them in jail, it's like, oh, they were already, we tried to give them a chance, but they're all just criminals. They're all just this. They're all just that. They're all drug addicts. So they deserve to be in there. We tried to give you, that's so, I don't even know the word. It's just, I hate that thing. I hate that because they try to do it to black people too.
That's, come on now, we know what's going
on. I know we hate it, but oh my goodness, that's the thing, it hurts.
DC is called Chocolate City for a reason. We know what's going on, man. It's homeless people and it's our people. And also, more undocumented people probably get punished for this as well. Yeah. I'll play the video for y'all just to have a breakdown in case you're not aware.
Yeah, because I need a little break.
U.S. President Donald Trump has deployed 800 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to crack down on crime and homelessness. He also demanded that homeless people move out of Washington immediately and put the D.C. police under federal control. Trump said this earlier before declaring a public safety emergency in the nation's capital.
It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness. Caravans of mass youth rampage through city streets.
The city's mayor...
Nigga, it's not Mad Max. No, they aren't. They don't caravans rampaging through the streets. What are you talking about right now?
Right.
Muriel Bowser has rejected the president's claims about crime, and while there was a spike in 2023, statistics show that it has fallen since then. Violent crime in the city is also at a 30-year low. D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab has also called the administration's actions unprecedented, unnecessary, and unlawful. So, what's next? The president must notify Congress within 2 days if he plans to take control of D.C.'s police, but he can only keep control for up to 30 days under local law.
Well, up to 30 days under law. Yeah, is what she was gonna say.
Yeah.
This is also how I found out that DC's mayor is a black woman. I didn't know that. Did not know.
I didn't know that either.
I knew they had a black mayor because I've heard that before. They know it's a black woman. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that either.
But 800 troops is no small amount. And then also federalizing the police, which is kind of, from what I interpret it as, it's kind of bringing the police to the level of the National Guard.
So that's what that federalizes the police.
They're going to be backed by the government directly now. Which they already are, but in a way that
I know what you.
So you're in DC now with the National Guard already there. Their police, the DC police. I don't know. I mean, they're already well equipped. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been down there, or they always equipped. They always have the new Durangos, or the new Explorers, the new Chargers. They have everything they need to do their job. You already know. They always flying by going to get somebody. So that's crazy. They're getting even more of a boost to effectively criminalize people who aren't criminals to begin with. They're, they're homeless. They're vulnerable people. Trump said they should move out immediately.
So my question is, what do you think is the bigger picture here? Why do you think that he is enforcing this?
As some of y'all may know or may not know, when you do stuff like this, where you increase the police force drastically, or you increase their budget drastically, crime rarely goes down by a marginal amount. It's a very small amount normally. Normally, areas that are already bad stay bad. You just see the police more, so there's more arrests. But nothing really changes. Crime doesn't go down. And in fact, it might go up sometimes because there's more agitation, more distrust, more sort of like harmful things going on, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know the way to stop crime is to invest in the areas where crime is and give people opportunities to do other things.
Exactly.
But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. I think his main goal here is a few things. Is to kind of push the buttons of what he can get away with. Because if he can mobilize them here for no real reason, he can do it anywhere else.
Anywhere.
Because when you have stuff like the riots in LA, it makes sense. Okay, it's a riot. Okay, the average person can kind of buy that you need the National Guard there. But if you can twist the narrative to say this place is lawless, it's horrible, it's the caravans of youth, like it's Clockwork Orange or something like that, destroying the city. Then it's like you can convince the American public that their rights to be alienated as well in their cities.
So I don't know if you've seen this Cypher's post. Did you see this one? He said, don't fall for it. The DC, I'm going to throw it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it. The DC crackdown isn't temporary. It's the first test of a federal police grid where your city can be locked in under an hour. How do you feel about that?
I agree, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And the part about the vote, we erase. That's also I think that's happening. As we've seen them openly talk about, I'm going to rewrite the maps and redraw the lines.
Can you explain the maps are erasing your vote? Like, I don't understand, but for like the people,
redlining, gerrymandering, like politicians will do this thing where they'll realign districts in their city or their state to better support their platforms. So let's say if this side of Baltimore County is more right-leaning or something like that, they'll probably do things to manipulate the lines to where it'll extend farther. Let's say instead of just going from Liberty Road to Security, they also include the top part of Park Heights where it's also right-wing and like that. And they'll restructure it to where they get more power on their side and it hurts the other side.
Yeah.
That's a simplified way to break it down, but a lot of it is racially motivated or financially motivated. Richer areas have more power normally in elections, in cities, states, counties, all that stuff. So we've seen them talk about openly, we're going to rewrite the whole thing and punish, the people we don't like. Even on the other side, the California governor Newsom, he's openly saying, no, you're not. I'm going to write it in a way that helps my side, the left side. So, it's been, but it's been a thing forever.
Yeah. So I know this isn't really part of the topic list for today for our, what we're talking about, but isn't he increasing the ICE troops in DC also?
I think that's what goes with this. I think since they're already there, but they got a huge boost in their budget with the Big Beautiful Bill. They got a huge boost, like billions. They have more money than the Marines now.
For real?
Yes. I believe their budget's more than Marines, yes.
Are you serious? Like, for real? Dang, that's insane.
Yeah. So, it's definitely a test in the waters to see, will y'all allow me to use the military to step on you? And that's what people have been allowing him to do for a while, and now we're seeing it in action. He knows it's overblown, the crime problem.
Yeah, he knows this.
And I bet if the mayor was somebody he respected, that wasn't a woman or a black person, I think that he would probably.
You think that's what it is?
I think that's a big part of it, yeah.
I don't think it's that either. I think this is, like we said.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
The irony of all this stuff, right, is that conservatives preach constantly small government, small government, small government, small government. Let state society want to do. And nothing but this whole presidency has been the government overstepping on states and cities.
But that's basically what I was getting at. I think this whole presidency is a test to see what they can get away with, what the boundaries that they can push, and just see what they can get away with. And we're letting them get away with a lot of this stuff.
I hate it because we've seen so many movies and shows.
We've seen all of them.
Cartoons and everything that have showed y'all that when your government does certain things, you need to step in and stop them, at least with your vote or at least with your protesting. But still, we still have fallen to this trap of like 1984, Fahrenheit 451, the Wolf Brigade, anime, so many other things. It's like Star Wars. Like, it's like, what do you need to see?
No, you're right. We've seen it everywhere for years, and we're still letting it happen right now.
Yeah.
It's been warning us.
We already lived in a police state, let's be honest. But now it's like openly in your face. This is a state-run, I don't want to say Gestapo, but that's basically what it is. It's an SS sort of like model of how they run the police.
Yeah.
But now it's like open in your face, like the National Guard is being used as a tool to oppress, which is the last thing it's meant to be used for. It's meant to be for defense, right? The guard nation,
That's what I'm saying. So our question for the audience is, do you think this is about safety or an actual display of power? This is for the audience. Leave your question.
I know what we think, so.
You know what we think. We already told you. But let us know what you think down in the comments, man. Final thoughts. Sometimes the loudest alarm is pulled for the smallest fire.
I like that.
Yeah, man. Let's get on to the next topic. Trump administration to review 19 Smithsonian museums. Ahead of America's 250th anniversary, Trump orders a review of the 19 Smithsonian museums to ensure they reflect patriotism, and unity, removing divisive topics. So, we know that. You can always tell when there's some other stuff going on with the words they use, the language, the dialect. What do they say? Patriotism and removing divisive topics.
I knew what type of time they were on when he first got in there for this term, and somebody was setting up at the White House thinking about removing Jackie Robinson's military records and his history and how that's prominently displayed in I think it was the Air Force, maybe, I might be wrong, or Navy, one of the two. So if I'm wrong.
We can pull this up.
Yeah. But so that's when I knew, this is actually a calculated, like, very evil thing y'all are doing. What's the thing everybody talked about before he got elected? Project 2025?
2025, yeah.
It's so far, everything's been put in order. Only a couple things have been stopped, but most of the time it's been what he's been wanting to do.
You know what I always say? They're gonna tell you what they're gonna do.
They do, because nobody's gonna stop them. Or they can spin it in a way that's like, one of the guys up there will say it, and Trump will say, "Oh, I don't know nothing about that. That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
Because to average person, it does sound ridiculous.
What is it? It's like double speech or something.
Double speak, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was his biggest thing when we're gonna build a wall and make China pay for it?
Or Mexico pay for it.
Yeah, whatever it was, Mexico paid for it and stuff like that. And he said, no, they're not actually gonna pay for it monetarily. They're gonna feel it. Like, we're gonna make them pay for it like that.
Like, the tariffs was a similar thing.
Yeah.
Where people don't realize that the tariff ends up being paid by the consumer, people in the country.
Exactly. That was
which is like fourth grade lessons. You learn about tariffs and history of that stuff in like middle school.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in a state where education is funded, and not like Oklahoma or something like that, where you don't get any good education.
Yeah.
Or Florida.
Yeah.
Where PragerU's teaching you about Christopher Columbus. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
I'll play the video for y'all for the Smithsonian thing.
The Trump administration is looking to review 19 Smithsonian museums to ensure that their exhibits are patriotic. This administration has been extending its power over cultural representation of America, and this is one of the next phases of said control. Smithsonian is the world's largest museum and research complex. In a letter obtained by the Wall Street Journal, the White House told the Smithsonian that it plans a wide review of exhibitions, materials, and operations ahead of America's 250th birthday. If it smells like a dictator and it walks like a dictator, it's most likely a dictator. Because museums are there to showcase the history of a people, of a nation, the true history, not the history that the leader wants shown to represent a specific image of America, which in this case, I'm sure, is a benevolent white America. The letter to Lonnie Bunch, the secretary of the Smithsonian Museum, stated, "The White House wants the museums to reflect unity, progress, and enduring values that define the American story. Keeping in line with an executive order that was passed by Donald Trump that ordered the elimination of improper, divisive, or anti-American ideologies." This comes at a time where
a lot of those anti-American quote-unquote ideologies are just stuff that reflects other parts of history that have happened. America's some of the negative things America's done. Obviously, the big ones like slavery or civil rights movement and all that stuff, or a lot of the Native American atrocities, of course, stuff like that. So just to keep that in your mind of what he's talking about.
the Trump administration also wants to remove key Black figures from history. They're shutting down Latino museums. They're shutting down funding to Black museums. They want a America that has no stains, no scars, and a history that can make no people feel uncomfortable. But that's not how history works. That's not how history works anywhere in the world. Can you have British history without having the imperialistic era of England? Can you have French history without having the French Revolution or Napoleon? Can you have any of these histories without understanding where you come from to show where we can and need to be? I say this weekly to you guys. When is going to be the breaking point for the rest of America to understand what's happening with this guy? Or not rest of America, his base. Like, how do we continually allow this to occur? Another day in Trump's America.
Now, I will say, in terms of Trump's base, they are, at the moment, pretty splintered because of a lot of this stuff. The deportations have affected him a lot, especially he has a big Latino following. And then the Epstein thing, with him sort of burying that so quickly after making half of his campaign based on revealing that stuff, it definitely split the base as well. So I do think that he has weak legs to stand on, literally and figuratively. You see him walk around, he can't walk straight. But I do fear that the damage that him and his people have done will be enduring in terms of like the mindsets of people in the country. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So one of the things I want to say is I really do think that, I think he said, I can't remember exactly what he said in the video, but I feel like...
Damn, already?
Huh?
You just played it. You forgot already?
Yeah, I know. My memory's getting bad.
Yeah, you get old.
I know, right? But basically, he was saying that he doesn't want Trump to be able to get away with what he's getting away with, being able to wipe away this part of history. But I honestly think he there's a chance that he might be able to get away with it.
He already has, I feel like.
But that's what I'm saying. We're starting to see that he's starting to get away with being able to rewrite and get rid of important parts of history.
We live in a democracy on paper, but very much so as he's displayed, as other presidents in history have displayed. I mean, once you get the House on your side and the Senate on your side, and you have this cult following like he has, and you have all this money behind you and around you, you have this sort of like, what's the word I want to use? I don't want us to get shadow banned, man. I'm trying to find the words properly. You have this sort of ability to warp and shape people's minds and brainwash them in a way that's like unprecedented. It's like a dictator would. Like when people in North Korea starve, they starve thinking they're doing it in the duty of their leader. Not all of them, but a lot of people think that. Throughout history, a lot of people think they're doing the benevolent thing. People in Germany were selling out their neighbors to be slaughtered because they thought they were doing the right thing for their country. Even if they like their neighbor. You know?
I like that you brought that up because this is literally one of the oldest tricks in the book.
It is the oldest. Rewrite history. Change it up so that the people that come up after don't know what they should be fighting for.
Don't know at all. And you know what's kind of, I feel like they're trying to do that now, especially with like just the black culture. You know what I'm saying? We did all this fighting in between, just from the 20s all the way up to the 60s. We did all this fighting. I feel like they're trying to get rid of it. And then just not get rid of it, kind of wash it away, water it down. Water it down is a better word. They're trying to water this stuff down to not show the actual fight, the blood, the sweat, the tears that went into getting where we are today. And just like, you know what I'm saying? I always bring this up. They always talking about the teaching the kids that they were indentured servants. Like, no, bro. Like, these were actually slaves who went through. Who
were slaves until they died, by the way.
Yeah. That's what
Which is, historically speaking, not a super common thing. Historically speaking, we'll talk about it later. I'm going to touch on it now. Historically speaking, throughout history of any culture, if you're a slave, it's hard to see a time where you go from being born a slave to dying a slave in old age. Normally, you either earn your way through freedom, your debt has been repaid, your crime has been suffered for, or you've been assimilated into the culture you now.
Into the culture, that's the thing. Assimilated.
They
didn't see that.
No, it was a clear distinction between like person and inventory.
So my question for the audience is, who decides what's patriotic and what gets erased? At this point, I don't even know. I feel like it should be our duty to make sure this important stuff doesn't get erased, but I feel like we just keep letting it happen every day.
Well, I think that, and to bring some positive into it, I think for us, with the power of the internet and how we can preserve everything.
But they're already stopping certain things from being shown on your feed. They're already stopping certain things that are showing up in your web browser and your searches.
That's true. But it's still there.
It's still there, but it's way harder to get to. That's the only thing.
I saw a video. I didn't include it for our episode today, but it's a video of, it was a study of people's knowledge of history and their voting habits because of that. And it was specifically of African-American people. It asked people basic questions. The Civil Rights era, what time frame do you think of when you think of the Civil Rights era? Like if it's the 20s to whatever, or if it's the 60s or whatever. They asked them about like in the South, when they use literacy tests and voting booths, what was that for? Was that to educate people? Was it to block people from voting? What was it for?
And what was the... Was there responses for that?
Yeah, so responses showed that if you didn't know the true reason for that, you would then vote most often against your own interests, which would be the right, or like for Trump. So a lot of the black people that didn't know the history voted for Trump.
But you know what's crazy though?
Which is the same for like, I would assume for Hispanic people as well, or Asian people as well, or Native Americans, everybody.
But so what I was getting at is I still think that people who do know these things still vote not in their best interest. I know that sounds crazy, but I do think so.
I think a lot of people vote just to harm other people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We talked about this already.
So I can win, yeah.
We talked about this already. They don't actually vote.
Or they vote for selfish reasons.
Yeah, either selfish reasons or to I don't want this person. I'm voting against that person.
Yeah.
You feel me? Not actually.
I don't like Hispanics. I'm voting for the person gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's
bro, what? But that hurts you too, also. Like,
in a way, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. So for the final thought. If history belongs to the victor, the truth belongs to whoever's holding the pen. And that one is so real. People gotta remember that. the person who wins, whoever the winner is, they're gonna tell you the story that makes them look good, make them see. There's the person who wins is never the bad guy.
Yeah.
They're never the bad guy.
Look at Thanksgiving. Oh, it came and they sat down, had dinner with him and stuff. It was cool. No,
it was mass genocide.
Yeah, like come on now,
mass genocide.
And up to this point in history, like, you know, most people, if depending on where you went to school, a lot of people in this country have been given a pretty solid understanding of history, a pretty relatively unbiased view of history for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember in school, I learned about bad things that American soldiers did to people in like Vietnam, for example. I learned about that stuff. Like it doesn't just reflect us as like the benevolent, we're bringing the arts to everybody, you know, stuff like that.
Were you a big history person growing up? Or is this like a new thing?
I kind of was, yeah. Because I remember like in fifth grade, I had this teacher, Mr. Kaiser, great teacher, and I had a summer camp with him as well. Mm-hmm. A couple years too. We would go to like Civil War battlefields. We would go to like museums. He would have people come speak to us.
Oh shoot!
Of all colors too. He would find people that looked like us too.
He was white or black?
He was white dude.
Oh wow. Okay.
But he would find people that represented us. Like there was white kids in class, a few, not many, because I went to Obama State Public School. So there was a lot of Hispanic kids, a lot of black kids. So he would reach out to people that looked like us at times too to speak to us. We would go to places and he would make it a point to say like, hey, ask about the black soldiers at Gettysburg or something like that and see what they say. And he would do stuff like that.
That's cool. No, that's real cool.
So I'm lucky in that regard.
No, you're really lucky. Some people don't give up. Like they don't care.
Some people don't get that stuff.
Yeah.
Some people live in states where that's unheard of. Like some people live in states where if a teacher did that shit, the parents would come and get that teacher fired or something like that, or get them transferred to another school or something like that because they don't allow it.
So the reason why I asked that question is because growing up, I'm not gonna say I didn't hate history, but I wasn't like, I didn't really care for it.
Like
just to keep it simple. I didn't really, it was like, oh, okay, history, let me learn this stuff. But now I'm getting older, I'm realizing the importance of understanding my history and just making sure that I'm gaining as much knowledge and not just going for whatever they're telling me. I'm just starting to gain an appreciation for the history.
One of my favorite quotes from Marcus Garvey, I had to find it again to get it right, but I did know it in my head, is that people without knowledge of their past, history, and origin, and their culture are like a tree without roots. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey, of course. You know who that is? I hope y'all do. I hope you do.
I do.
Okay. Yeah. All right, man. They erased all He one of the names that come out in the book soon, so I got people that I know. And that's very true. Like, if you don't know anything about your history, that's why I think a big reason why our culture has been struggling for a while, because our roots were cut off when we got here. So, you know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, though. It also doesn't matter where you came from. It's about where you're going.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? People get a little too, our culture gets a little too caught up on where we came from, trying to figure out where we came from. It doesn't matter. We know where we're trying to get to. Yeah. So why don't we act in a way or make moves in a way to get us where we're going?
I think a lot of us are, but I think a lot of us aren't because
we aren't, bro. Why we all? You ask somebody, oh yeah, we're African. Then you ask, oh no, we're the Native Americans. No, we're the Jews.
Yeah, I hate all that.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
That's a CIA psyop.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That none of that stuff matters.
We're the real Jews. I don't give a F.
Yeah, that's what.
Care.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, I'm half Cherokee. No, you're not.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't help you in any way.
But you see what I'm saying? They get caught up. They're trying to figure out some stuff like that doesn't matter. And I understand. No, what you and Marcus Garvey said is it's helpful.
Not even saying divided we fall.
That's what I'm saying.
We fall down all stupid stuff.
That's what all stupid stuff, bro. What I'm saying is we should chop that part off, trying to figure out where we came from. We don't know which one we actually. What I do know, we're from everywhere. Black people were found all over. Don't listen to what they were saying that we only came from Africa. There was kings in Ireland. There's kings in fucking Europe and Rome. Not Rome. I think there was a black king in Rome.
There's a black emperor in Rome.
I think King Solomon in the Bible was supposedly black with wool hair. Go look that shit up. So we're all over the place. Middle East, wherever you want to say. So it doesn't matter.
There are black communities, Afro-Palestinian communities in Palestine.
Basically, we're all from all over. They want you to confuse you and have you thinking that you're from this one spot. We're from all over. We ran all over, bro. So none of that.
Spain was controlled by black people for 600 years. The Moors.
That's what literally the Moors, bro. Literally. But what I'm saying is that they want you to, because they know our shit is so extensive, they want you to believe, have this one group thinking we're the Jews, have one group thinking we just come from Africa, then the Native Americans, whatever. To keep us split, we should chop that shit off and be like, hey, this is where we are right now. Where do we want to go? Okay, what are the steps that that we need to take from here going forward. Yeah. It doesn't matter where the fuck, trying to figure out where we were 100 fucking years ago, because obviously we know they erased all that shit. Yeah, the actual truth. So we're not going to find that. We can speculate, do all the stuff that we want to. We need to say, fuck all that. From here, starting today, we're like, okay, this is where we're going. These are the steps that we need to take to get there. And we're not stopping. We're not taking no for an answer.
1,000%.
We're not taking no for an answer. We're pushing until we get what we have asked for, what we deserve, and what we've been fighting for thousands of years. Mm-hmm. That's all I gotta say about that shit, man.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
This is what I'm trying to. I want to push onto my people. You know what I'm saying? Because if we keep worrying about all this other stuff, we'll never get nowhere. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep us in the same spot. We've been in the same spot for the past 50 years, 60 years now.
Longer than that, I'd say.
But I'm just saying, like, since the civil rights movement, since we got all the, whatever, it feels like we've been in the same spot. We haven't progressed when we should have progressed way farther. Like, don't get me wrong, we're making great strides. We're making good strides right now. But we should be way farther.
We should be. And it's unfortunate that we do have the sort of, like, 400-year, like, what's the word? Setbacks, basically. We were held back from doing this stuff for so long while they had all the time in the world. But at the same time, like you said, we have so much technology. We have so much way to reach out to each other. Mm-hmm. Whether it's in America, whether it's black people in the UK or Europe or Africa itself. Like,
everywhere, dummy.
Find a way to reach out to people like you and get on the same page. Mm-hmm. We gotta get on the same page. That's all it really comes down to.
That's really all.
Or at least the same few pages.
Yeah.
If you want to be a real Jew, I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah.
But help me stop getting denied for business loans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Help each other out.
Help me stop.
If you Jew, act like them. They be helping each other.
What they do.
You know what I'm saying? They be like, yo, you want that loan? You know what I'm saying? They'll look out for you.
Your son's coming to America, need a job.
You need a job? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, so
that's literally what I'm saying.
We're on the same page, man. We gotta ignore what the people say and listen to what we say internally. And everybody who can't go ain't gonna go. It's okay.
Yeah.
But if we can build a solid ground to stand on amongst each other, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're so easily chopped down. We need to build a strong foundation.
And real quick, we're gonna go. Why do you think we're so easily chopped down? Like, you think it's still from slavery, bro? Like, honestly, or is it something else, something different?
It's part of it, but I think a lot of it's just like people are so desperate to get ahead that they will do things that go against their own interests for the momentary.
Like, the crazy part is that's not even actually part of our true original culture.
No,
we were so abundant. There's no
our original culture is very much abundance and,
you know what I'm saying?
Community and taking care of each other.
Like, if you believe that we're from Africa, right? That we're only from Africa. Africa has everything you need. So there would be no reason for us to be fighting over this, that. Like, on some petty, like, small stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that true trying to survival shit. It's got food, it's got water, it's got everything you need. It's the center of life. All the minerals, all the gold. There's nothing, all the oil. There's nothing to fight for. So if
as we see, man, like, example of people selling up their people for short-term gains. A lot of those people that get in charge would sell that stuff out to foreign.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that's not where we weren't originally like that. This is something that we picked up from someone else's culture. I'm not gonna say whose culture, but we know whose culture we got this from.
People got. We'll talk about it later, and we'll talk about our last video. But people were bribed with that, like, power they can get in their personal lives, or, like, whether it be simple stuff, like, and I'm talking like simple, like guns, whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, and it just bleeds over. And unfortunately, black people are not unique in this way, that we are easily divided. But I think it hurts us the most.
Yeah, it definitely hurts us the most.
Because no other group of people, maybe Hispanics are close, but even then, they're doing better. That's what I think right now, for the most part.
You think so?
I think maybe about even, I would say. I don't know. Because
they got it pretty rough.
The same pitfalls we have with police and everything, they had the same pitfalls.
They got it pretty bad, dummy.
We're about even, I would say.
Yeah, damn near.
Yeah, I would say, because a lot of times you'll hear, like, oh, Cubans don't like this people.
Yeah.
And, like, we're the same people. We have the same oppressors.
Like, that's what I'm saying. How are you mad at us? We got the same oppressors. Like,
I just speak Spanish. I was this English. I mean, the same thing. So they had the same sort of situation, but yeah. So
I know, yeah,
they're divided.
I'm with you, bro.
But I gotta think, man.
Shit, you be blowing me.
You gotta think though. Those people have had thousands of years of practice on dividing people that they went into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They get to act against their own best interests.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's just like the Asian people, which have they stay strong amongst each other.
Yeah,
they don't play that.
Because they're a nation that's been around for a long time. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, let's get on to the next topic. That was really good. Let's get on to the next topic. Rescissions Act passes, gutting PBS and NPR.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
While White House installs PragerU.
You remember the PBS cartoons growing up?
Mm-hmm.
They were, like, looking back at them now, they're so helpful. They teach you a lot about, like, everything. Like Arthur, shit like that.
Yeah. So let's give a little context. PBS and NPR shut down after funding is cut.
Yeah.
And it is replaced by a conservative media platform called PragerU, which is already criticized for climate denial and revisionist history.
Yeah, among other things.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around for a while, but they get in the news when they do certain stuff like big time climate change deniers, big time, sort of like, you know, pushing this critical race theory BS and trying to revise history to make it more palatable. The sinister part to me was that PragerU, from what I knew, from what I was seeing ads, was very much an adult platform.
Was it?
Now, yeah, but now it's like it's being rebranded because it's the now the arm of education for the White House, and now they're targeting children and indoctrinating children in this stuff, which is really messed up. Now, wait.
No, I wanted just a quick question. So I know, you know, when we were doing the topics list, this was one of the ones that you really were pushing for to talk about. This one and the last one. But can you tell me why you really wanted this one on, just so the people can understand?
It's important to know what your kids might be consuming, because as we all know, you and me can tell the difference between something that's obviously BS or that doesn't sound right. But as a kid,
well, we hope they can.
Hope.
Yeah, we hope.
But as a kid, like, you know, you have to be so careful what you show your kids in life. I don't want you to teach your kids one side of anything. I don't want to teach your kids about, like, black people only victims or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But I want you to teach your kids what really happened. And I want them to teach from a real point of view. Like, the video I'm going to show you is disturbing to me. It's Christopher Columbus speaking to, I guess, children that are speaking to him from today. And he breaks down stuff going on at the time. Now, growing up, we were told Columbus came here for 92. Oh, he found the wrong place.
Sailed the ocean blue.
He found the wrong place, but it's all right. Yeah. And called them Indians, it's all right. Just a little mess up, no big deal. As you get older, you're taught, okay, well, he also genocided them people too, which is fine. You have to know this stuff, and it's important to know that.
So, question: when you were a kid, they didn't teach you that they killed the Indians?
I didn't know that it was how bad he was until like high school.
Okay. So that's what happened. Even in high school, they taught.
Even the teacher I talked about earlier, Mr. Kaiser, we didn't talk about that too much.
So I'm gonna be
we spoke about Native Americans here, like later on, like Trail of Tears, that type of stuff, but never that.
My history teacher kept it pretty real with us. In high school history teacher, he's like, yeah, there was genocide. He didn't say that bluntly, but he made it in a joke. Like the best he could tell some high school kids that, hey, they was murking them niggas out there. You know what I'm saying? The best he could. So I'm appreciative of that, because like I always bring it up. My nieces and nephews don't know what actually happened, and I don't want them to, like you said, I don't want them to have that. Oh my goodness, black people, oh no. But I want them to understand. I don't want them to have that feeling sorry for themselves. I don't want them to have that feeling sorry. But I want them to understand. I want them to have the understanding to know what actually happened back then. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, it gets washed away, you know, like we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then whoever is the winner can write and say whatever they wanted to. They can say they were indentured servants, everything was so good. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just, here's my thing is, if you don't know what happened in history, you won't be able to see the signs
when it's repeating.
When it's repeating.
As we are seeing.
And you know what's great? It's happening right now, but people don't see it.
I think people do see it, but since it benefits them, they're not going to stop it. I'll play the video for y'all.
Please play the video, bro, because I'm getting...
Slavery is as old as time, and has taken place in every corner of the world, even amongst the people I just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no?
No, it is not. No, it is not. No,
there's no way he just said that. There's no way he just said that.
To children.
Judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal?
They're showing this to kids?
Yeah. You know, a couple hundred years ago, you could go on the street and duel somebody and kill them in the street, and everybody walk by their day, and that was no big deal too.
Yeah.
Obviously now, it probably wouldn't want that to happen too much.
Yeah.
Some of these niggas may need to be dueled. I don't know. But
you think we getting soft?
I think.
I'm just playing, bro.
You don't think though if somebody like bump into you at a club, you go outside and do a draw?
You duel it out. So I'm honestly, if
Boom.
what I'm saying is if
or you do 10 paces back and turn around.
Yeah, no.
Look,
What I'm saying is if people knew if that was an option, I think less people would be trying to do shit.
Absolutely.
Because like people be trying to act all tough, but if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But either way,
back to the
as I'm saying, as we grow as a species of people, certain things stop being acceptable for obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons.
You don't need slaves anymore. You have computers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying there's still slaves now, but and most of the world will agree.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Most of the world will agree. Yeah, it probably was a bad thing to do back then. We're gonna stop now.
Mm-hmm.
This is now framing it in a way that tells kids, hey man, slavery happens, and it happens still. It happened back then, but it wasn't no big deal. That's how people were, man. People just hanging out back then. Just being a little silly back then. No big deal. No big deal, man.
No big deal. But the bad part about this is that because they're showing this to kids, this can potentially affect these. They're going to be the next future voters.
You know what's next, though, right? They're going to talk about segregation, all that type of stuff, and they're going to be like, just a time.
Yeah, it's just a time. It was just cool. They went over there, we went over here, we were chilling.
It was cool. They had their communities, we had our communities. No harm, no foul. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
And that kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna be thinking in their minds. Some of these kids are gonna be thinking, either like us gonna say, maybe we are lesser because it was acceptable, or they're gonna say, maybe I'm superior because we were able to do it to them. And it's just gonna be a never-ending cycle. It's like basically like, you know how we always say like racism is not born, it's like taught. You know what I'm saying? It's taught to people, it's taught. Imagine it not being just a couple households on the block that are racist. Now it's like every screen is like sweeping the nation of just like, this is what we're gonna teach the kids now. Mm-hmm. It's rough. It's very scary to me.
So my question is do you think that racism is taught?
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't think it's human nature to be racist.
Really?
I don't think so.
No, you know what's crazy?
Racism is new.
No, I just didn't think you were gonna say that.
No, racism is new.
I just didn't think you were gonna say
human nature is just to be human nature. I think the only things that are bad that humans do that are immoral, I'm say, are killing each other. I think that's just something that we just do.
Yeah.
I think that taking advantage of others, I'm not gonna say the words, but S-ing, I think that's something that in terms of society, it's sort of human nature in a way.
Yeah.
It's not right, obviously. It's horrible. And most people know it's not right, but human nature.
Yeah.
Warfare, stuff like that.
Go ahead.
But racism is a new thing. Racism to me, for my money, ain't even 1,000 years old yet.
I'm going to say, I think that racism has always been around, but it's been used by people that are in power it's like a propaganda to get them, hey, we're better than these people, you know what I'm saying?
For these reasons.
For these reasons, so then to give their people a reason to go and fight and kill these other people. It's the us versus them type of thing.
Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I think it's as a human being, you have to be able to notice when someone's different than you. That's a natural thing.
Yeah.
And we've always known that they're different people, but you go to like ancient Rome, as we know now, diverse cities.
Very
African people, people that were European, Eastern and Western European, Mediterranean people, some Middle Eastern people, like everything. Maybe even some Asian people. There were Roman artifacts in Asia that we found. So they trade with each other.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's like a new thing. But as you said, the powers that be used it in a way that was more nefarious for their own gains.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's sort of just kind of like snowballed into this thing that's now is something we cannot escape.
So the question for the audience is this just politics or the blueprint for a generation's worldview? So are they setting this up for the next generation to be able to think a certain way?
I know my answer.
What do you think it is?
Yes.
Yeah? I mean, I'm not going to say it's obvious because maybe, like I said, maybe somebody out there has a different perspective. Maybe, if you have
obvious too.
If you have a different perspective, please let me know in the comments because I would love to hear your perspective so we can have a conversation. We try to talk to everybody, in the comments, try to actually everybody. So if you have something different or you agree with us, you don't agree with us, let us know, man.
Because even like us growing up, like, we know that Native Americans are mistreated, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We know that. I was shown like the civil rights movement, people getting hosed down and attacked with dogs.
Yeah.
I was shown that, we were shown that stuff. And I think, so even if it's like, even still, we grew up with America being the good guy in a way, we still saw the darker parts of it.
Yeah.
They got all the details as we learned we got older, but we know.
Yeah, so
I think they're really bleaching all this stuff for the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you said bleaching?
Bleaching, washed it down.
Okay, just make sure I heard it correctly. Yeah, I remember, like you were saying, when I was younger, I definitely, we were the good guy, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older and I started doing my own research, and then I had, like I said, I had good teachers who taught me the real spill. I was able to see, okay, it wasn't all cherries and rainbows like they tried to paint it out to be, which is cool. I'm okay, like, not that it's cool like that it happened, but I'm glad somebody was able, so I don't just be walking around with these rose-colored glasses, whatever they call it, pink, whatever rose-colored glasses. Yeah, thinking that everything's just rainbows and cherries and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand this stuff so you can see the signs. That's why he wanted us to see the signs.
If you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, you're doomed.
Told us a million times.
Doomed to repeat it.
And it's only like America and some of these other countries that are more intensely like authoritarian, like North Korea, like I guess parts of, but even parts I've been seeing. Aiden, bleep that word.
Okay. Hope we remember.
Put a note in there for Aiden.
We're putting a note right here. I put the finger up to be like, hey, make sure you blind out. We don't want none of that stuff.
Bleep the word of that country out.
That's so bad that we got to do that, bro.
If you mention, they're gonna get on.
I know, bro, but it's just so bad, bro. Because we're still paying for it low key, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like, we're still low key paying.
The numbers are good, but
yeah, they're doing good.
We should have been cranking out.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Thank y'all again for the support. Like, comment, subscribe.
Thank you.
Share the reel, share the TikToks, everything.
Thank you.
But the numbers, they're good, but they should have been higher by now. We should have been getting a deal by now. We should have been Spotify office.
That's what I'm saying. Especially with the trajectory we were on.
We should be getting that Joe Rogan bag and stuff. Man, all that. No. Speaking of trading history, his ass. Anyway, man. Shout out Joe Rogan. If you get us on the show, I'm gonna challenge his ass and we get on there. I'm not gonna fight because
I would love
he get down
to get on the PragerU podcast, but I feel like we're not esoteric enough for that.
So not white. But anyway,
bro, they had Neil deGrasse, Terrence Howard, bro.
Come on, man. How many brothers they had on real? Terrence Howard was one. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I ain't no brother though. He talking about. He's talking about watch. Move on. Let's talk about the show.
The final thought: the future starts in the classroom, and whoever writes the curriculum writes the country.
Oh yeah. Also, one thing I want to add before we close this out.
Mm-hmm.
2 states I know of for a fact: Oklahoma and Florida, and I'll say probably Texas too, have already used PragerU in classrooms before the mandate. It's already been used in classrooms per reports before the White House added it on officially.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. There are kids walking around today that have seen stuff like this and probably believe it already.
Yeah.
And in Oklahoma and Texas or Florida, whatever, it makes sense.
Yeah. And one of the things is that I want to get out.
By the way, first. Oklahoma is probably I think Oklahoma is literally like 50th in the country in education. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying one of the things I want. You got something else? No. Okay. The main thing that I want you guys to understand is that maybe you guys have kids, maybe some of you don't, but whatever you are consuming, your kids are consuming, make sure you're paying attention to what they're consuming. You're regulating that stuff because not everybody has your kid's best interest at heart. Most people don't have your kid's best interest. I was lucky enough to have a history teacher who was able to give me the real spill. Some of you may not have good kids. I mean, not good kids, good teachers that
you might not have good kids either.
That's too. But you have, good teachers to teach your kids these things that we were able to teach. So just stay on top of your kids. Be what's the word? Be a part of. I can't think.
Be active.
Active. Thank you in your kids' education.
Like when you ask your kids what you learned today, like pry a little bit. Ask them like, don't tell me for real what you learned today.
Yeah, build that relationship with them so they can be able to tell you what they learned.
And we don't want this just to be a strictly like knowing Black history thing.
No, not at all.
Because if you're a white person, you can tell your kids the history of and be prideful in being a Caucasian person from Ireland or the UK, wherever your family is originally from. You can do that stuff all naturally without having it be sort of a negative thing for other people. It's about how you do it.
Because, like you said, it's not just about Black history. You gotta, because if you look, I can't even say the word, but countries have done the same thing that they're doing here in their country as well. So you can pick up on the patterns. You study them. Oh, they did this thing. Is this similar to what's going on now? Oh, shoot, they're taking a playbook out of what this country did to imply it here.
What do you mean that country next to France?
Yeah.
The one by Poland.
Yeah, they doing all the same things.
That was 1930.
Yeah.
1945. Yeah, that's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you get what I'm saying.
Wow, time. It was all over. Yeah, man.
Hey, man, just make sure you stay active in your education and your kids' education, man. Let's get on to this last topic, man. White people didn't invent slavery. They just did it best?
Yeah, man. It was efficient.
That's
diabolical.
That's Caven on IG argues that while white people didn't invent slavery, they industrialized it and tied it to race and capitalism in ways the world has never seen before.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, man?
I agree.
You agree?
Man, because I wrote that. But I agree, man. Of course, anybody with a brain that's any sort of well-read knows that slavery did not start in the 18 or 1600s. It started in the beginning of humankind.
Damn near, yeah.
Everybody knows that. Gladiators some of them were slaves, not all of them. A lot of them actually were like, athletes. They were contracted out. But, slavery we know it's not just a black and white thing or American thing or a British thing. Because this video mentions Britain as abolishing slavery for the first time. Whatever. So I hate people say this. And I hate the part that he says in the video. I'm real good to it, and I'll talk about it then. But we know that. But chattel slavery, which is a slavery that had our people in bondage.
What is it called?
Chattel slavery. That is new. What is it? It is a form of slavery that ascribes your slaves more to like cattle than human beings.
Okay, got you.
You turned slaves into an inventory list on a ledger. Like the same insurance companies that insure farmland now or cars or equipment or buildings or whatever else, at one point in time insured slaves for when they escaped or died, or you killed them for a payout.
That is insane to think about.
At one point in time, Abraham Lincoln was paying slave owners money to free their slaves because they felt they were owed money because of their property was no longer under their control.
Explain that one more time. Say that one more time.
So, let's say for example, the government does like a buyback of like gas-powered cars.
Okay.
Someday.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but they're buying back slaves, basically.
Wow.
So you're getting a check based on the amount of slaves you allow to emancipate, or I think it actually was scaled based on how many slaves you owned when he signed the proclamation in. So if you owned a lot of slaves, you got a big check. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want you to think about all that stuff I've said, and know we're talking about people, and not cars, or cows, or horses, or land, or chickens. We're talking about people. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna play.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you.
White people.
First thing, brother, is tank top. That's like a V-neck almost. Yeah, you could have put a new one on. I went to the store, got the Hanes pack or the 12 or whatever. Damn.
He like your shirt, man.
You tripping, bro.
Didn't invent slavery. In fact, they were the first to end it. Yet somehow, saying this is controversial. Watch what happens when someone says it out loud.
The reason there is no slavery in the world today, in the parts of the world where there's no slavery, is because the British Empire ended it. That's why there is no slavery. I know that the woke narrative and the anti-Western narrative on slavery... Well, you're not practicing free speech very well, are you?
Let's be clear. Slavery is evil, but it's an ancient human evil, practiced by everyone, to everyone. 4 years ago, I went to Ghana. I stood in a slave dungeon where people who looked like me sold people who looked like me to white people. But
man, I hate when y'all pull that one out. I hate when y'all pull that one out, man. You playing right into them people's hand.
I got some things to say.
You playing right into them people's hand. It's so nuts. It's so nuts. I don't know. You're playing right into them people's hands, man.
Long before Europeans began the transatlantic slave trade, there was a trans-Saharan slave trade. For over 1,000 years, brown Arab slavers sold millions of black Africans across the Sahara. Then came the Barbary slave trade. In North Africa, Arab and African raiders captured and sold over 1 million white Christian Europeans. Europeans did take slavery to another scale when they came to Africa.
Thank you, brother. You finally got to the point that we're trying to prove here. You know what I'm saying? Another scale. Keep that in mind, y'all. Scale.
But it's not because they were more evil. It's because they had the technology to commit evil on an industrial scale. Which major power stopped slavery first? The British, in large part because of pro-human Christian values. The same values America was founded on. The same values that drove white Americans to fight other white Americans to free black Americans in the Civil War. Values missing in places like Libya, where today you can buy a human being for $400. White people aren't better than anyone else, but they're also not worse. Yet, some black people are taught to hate white people, and many white people are taught to hate themselves. We keep pretending evil.
I think you're missing the third. I think you're missing one in there.
You definitely missing.
You're missing a big thing there. Someone taught to hate us too. I mean, but it's all right. It's all right. He's a bunny hopper.
Evil has a color, as if less melanin means less morality. That lie makes us ignore history and fuels racial hatred. Right now, much of that hatred is aimed at white people. But why should black or brown people care? Because hatred is a hot coal that we hold in our hand, waiting to throw at another. It burns them, but it burns us too. It turns every problem into white supremacy while defending black degeneracy.
Have you seen that Sydney Sweeney commercial? What you think? Because I see it.
You see it?
I see it.
I see it.
Some of the wording in there, like genes are passed down to offspring, like eyes and all that somebody who wrote the paper, somebody in that writing room is probably what's the word I want to use? I can't use the word I want to use. They're an NN, a neo-N. They gotta be. Because it's too poignant. Like, it's kind of, I know it's like a remake of an old commercial, but I don't know. And this is also Carmelo Anthony. You talked about this on the show before?
Yeah.
The kid that stabbed
Yeah,
him.
we did talk about Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, okay.
And when the pendulum swings back, white people react with hostility. And then they defend white degeneracy. The only way out of this is to stop making morality about the color of people.
You want to go? I don't.
So I'm gonna just say something real quick, and I'll let you go real quick.
Go ahead.
I know I'll come across like I don't like this guy or whatever. I don't like him, but he made some good points in the video, of course.
Yeah.
Don't tie morality to humans to which race you are. I do think that historically speaking, a certain race of people, it has done a few more immoral things than others, but everybody's done immoral things, which is very true. I'll let you go though.
No, basically all I was gonna say is I see what he was trying to do, but I think he went about it just a little wrong. He was missing a lot of important points. Like, just he left out a lot of stuff for the. He tried to paint a picture without having the whole rest of the picture.
He's missing the
a lot of context to try and drive a narrative. I saw what he was trying to do. I really see. I like what he was trying to, because I see what he was trying to do.
He was on some. We're all human beings.
Yeah, exactly.
Together, man. We don't gotta align this old narrative and stuff like that. Kumbaya, kumbaya. I understand what he's trying
to do,
but certain things that stick out to me in this video.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say he tried to make black people seem like they're the bad ones in the video,
or they can be the bad ones when it comes to slavery.
Yeah, that's what. Like you saw the whole narrative and said, black people taught to hate white people, and then white people taught to hate themselves. What about the white people that hate black people? And I'm not trying to make it all about race. I'm just saying include all of it when you're trying to paint your picture, because that's.
Well, maybe he thought like that's a given that people would already think that.
It doesn't matter, yo. When you're trying to make a point like that, leaving out information like that is that's some stuff that Trump would do. You know what I'm saying? There's the narrative. He's trying to push a narrative, and that's not genuine. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna say that, say all of this stuff, and then use your facts that you developed on your own and your thoughts to shape the narrative. Don't be leaving out stuff to create a narrative. That's disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I agree. Yeah, that's the only thing. But I saw what he was trying to do. He's trying to say, hey, morality should not be about black and white. Morality should be about truly morality. It should not have anything to do with skin color and all that other stuff, which I like and I respect. But the way he went about it. No, and then he's trying to, I used to subscribe to the whole, everybody owns slaves, like type thing, but that's not the whole point of it. You know what I'm saying? As I've gotten older, like that's not the whole point. Like, yeah, we all own slaves, but it's an evil. We shouldn't be doing that type of thing.
I mean, so I can't. One thing I can't stand more than anything when it comes to slavery discussions is when people say, black people owned and sold each other at one point in time. I hate that narrative. And I hate it because in African culture, traditionally, across the board. Even the trans-Saharan slave trade that he mentioned and the Barbary slave trade, all that stuff, those were done strictly following warfare, crime being committed, or debts being paid. As we know, indentured servants were paying debts. They were slaves, their debt was paid. That is slavery for the majority of the world, or all the world. I defeated you, I will now enslave you. If I want to kill you, so be it. If I want to work you to death, so be it. If I want to assimilate you into my culture, that's what I'm going to do. That's usually what happened. Let's use an example from America before we got here. You're a Sioux person in the plains. I'm an Apache. I raid your village. I now take you as an Apache, and I'm either going to work you to death, I'm going to make you a soldier, and then we're going to raid more, or I'm going to assimilate you into Apache culture to make my tribe bigger and stronger. Is it moral? No, it's not moral, because I killed and harmed people, probably took people's women and stuff like that, hurt their children or worse, took their children and raised them as Apache. That's not right. But the motives behind the slavery that we are talking about is not completely and utterly racially motivated. And that's the difference. These people chose Africans and developed an entire system to enslave, breed, and so on and so forth these people because of race. And they purposefully brought them here.
Can we say color?
Race, color.
I think it's color. I don't think it's just the African race. Because like I always say, there was black people all over.
Yeah, no, it's on the monolith. You're right. The color.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, black people. I'll say black people.
Yeah.
There was no other example of slavery where if I enslaved you, I then did everything in my power to make sure that you had no idea where you came from. There is never that. Even when I assimilate you, you're still going to know inside that you are a Sioux or a Lakota Native, First Nations person, but now you are Apache because I've been forced you to be here, and eventually you will just subside and take that as it is. And that's just what it is.
Why do you think they did that?
Because we spoke about racism being a new thing. Racism is a social construct, and society is built by those who have the power to do so. And the people that had the power at the time decided that we can justify enslaving an entire race of people, entire group of people, based on these arbitrary ideals that we've created overnight because we want to. And it makes most sense to us to do it. They don't have guns, they don't have horses, they don't have X, Y, and Z. So they have no power against us. We're going to do what we're going to do. And that's what it is. And that's just what happened. That's why when you sit here and tell me that somebody looks like me, say if he sold me, you know why he's selling me? Because his tribe raided my village, killed my soldiers, probably beat me down, and took me in. And they said, okay, well, we're probably going to just bring him on to us, and he'll farm for us and help us out. And eventually, it'll just be our kingdom grows, and that's that. But when someone who is more powerful than you arrives and offers you things you can't even imagine, guns, liquor, certain grains and plants you haven't seen that can grow hardy, potatoes, stuff like that, you take the deal because in your mind, you don't know how it was beyond this point. You just helped your tribe get stronger. You're helping your kingdom grow stronger. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
So is it right? No, of course not. But when you say slavery is an ancient evil, that kind of slavery is. The transatlantic slave trade is not ancient. The way that shit is built is brand new. There was no Willie Lynch in ancient Sparta in Greece when they were enslaving people to work for them, to work their farms, stuff like that. There was no, what is the word? What's the word? There was no slave patrol, like, for these people. There was no, oh, we abolished slavery, now we're gonna institute Jim Crow over these people in the form of, like, whatever it is in the country you're talking about. That did not happen. That was not a thing. Didn't happen. It's not a thing. It didn't. Like, the only through line from chattel slavery here to slavery of the past is that people were worked like animals. And then they could probably buy their freedom someday. But we know how our history is. Realistically, right? How many people do you think worked and bought their way to freedom in America? Probably not that many.
Very few.
Of the hundreds of millions of people that were slaves here, probably very few were able to actually earn that money. And if they did, they probably got backdoored on the way out and they said, never mind. Because we've seen freed people be turned to slaves. There's no other place in history where I could go to a city like New York, or let's go to another country. Let's go to, let's say, a European country. Give me an example. Barcelona or something like that. I can go from the south of Spain where slavery's allowed, and I go to the north of Spain where slavery's banned. I go grab somebody out of the crowd and say, "You're a slave now."
Yeah.
That's happened here. It didn't happen in Rome or Greece. It just wasn't a thing. It didn't happen. Even when the Romans conquered Egypt, they assimilated Egyptians into their culture. It was not an enslavement because they're black.
Can you what's that word? Chattel?
Chattel.
Chattel.
Chattel. Chattel.
Is it chattel?
Chattel.
Okay. I've just never heard of that before.
That is a term for slavery in America.
All right, let's I'm gonna put that up there because I want the people to know, because I didn't know. So,
chattel slavery.
You know what I'm saying? So chattel slavery, and that's just the term for the slavery.
American enslavement of black people.
Okay, chattel. It sounds like cattle. That's why. First, I thought you were saying shadow.
I wonder why.
There's I thought you were saying shadow. Then I was like cattle. Okay, chattel.
And I'm not gonna sit here and try to justify slavery in any form because it's not. But when you look at the mindset of enslavers of other places, you don't view a slave as the same level as you, but you still view them as a person.
Yeah, that's where the issue is.
Slaves here were viewed as cattle. They were the same level as cattle, as cows, horses.
But they used to have sex with them and all that stuff.
They also have sex with sheep and stuff too. But anyway, but yeah. So because they know it's a person, obviously. It's a person, obviously. And what they're doing is immoral. But yeah.
They're trying to justify it somehow. Like, how do you, I don't know, bro.
Because of racism. That's what it comes down to. And that's the big gap. That's why this video this guy has ignores the huge context of it, which I don't know how you ignore it. It's the most important part of it. Like,
so my question just to the audience is, do you think that white people ended slavery, or what do you think?
And even if they did end slavery in that form, 1807, the British do it. Shortly after that, other European countries do it. The American people, Civil War began partially because, in my opinion, because of two main reasons. The pressure from the global pressure, because abolitionists, the Christian values, that's a global thing. The pressure, one, of ending slavery because it's immoral, and America wanting to be accepted into the global scene as a superpower has to follow suit. Number two, slavery only really lasted as long as it did because the cotton gin was invented, and it made it a lot easier to do it because realistically, the South could have built factories just as much as the North did. The cotton gin made it a lot cheaper and faster to collect cotton, which was the backbone of the fucking global economy at one point. And number three is the racism part of it.
Yeah. One of the things
there was no through path where white people saw a real through path to where they could end slavery and bring these people into the country as citizens and have it not be a mess or have it be a violent retaliation. And the fourth reason also was because moving west, like places like Missouri and all those other places, slavery was a hot topic because most people were like, don't bring it to the West. We have to end it here where it's at. Slavery should not reach California was the idea, basically.
One of the things I just wanted to say real quick, I forgot to say this earlier, but I don't even think slavery ended. I think it's just taking a different form now, different shape, and it's almost, I don't want to say it's not taboo, but it's like I'll call this one shadow slavery. People don't.
What, in America?
Yeah, they don't see
13th
it.
Amendment.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm getting at?
And you are now able to work for nothing, or most of the time pennies on a dollar. You're doing hard labor. There are people on the side of the road today breaking rocks.
I just saw it doing that thing. Did you see the video? Did it come up on your feed where they were they had the people, the criminals in the field breaking up rocks, doing something to the grass, and they had the
overseer on the horse.
On the horse, bro. Oh my!
Yes, I did a project on this in college. Yes, I showed a video to people.
Like, I knew it happened, but I actually saw it. I
saw the video of people were working the field, picking grain of some kind.
This was this year. The video I saw was from this
The
year.
video I saw was a few years ago, about 10 years ago. And they were working in the field with an overseer on a horse patrolling.
Yes.
So it's the same imagery, the same backs being bent. That's over these grains and stuff.
So,
Working.
but the thing that baffled me the most, not even the fact that was happening, it was the comments, people saying that this was justified because they were cripples. You shouldn't have did the crime. And you know, all the people in the field, guess what color they were? You know what color they were. And they were saying, oh, they shouldn't have did the crime and stuff like that. But I'm like, yo, if you actually knew.
You know, everybody's self-righteous till it's time to be actually righteous. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
What you about to say? If you knew what?
If they just
knew
just knew some critical thinking, bro. It's not that hard.
Just because you are a criminal, you do something wrong, and you're put in jail, it doesn't mean you should be treated inhumanely.
Yeah.
That's not what it means.
And even then, there's people who don't do anything wrong and then get put into jail, and now they have to do those things. And then, they shouldn't have did the crime. What crime did they do? They didn't do a crime. They were framed or they were whatever. Like, bro, just do some.
So much more to it than
that's
just
what I'm saying. Do
like,
some thinking,
he's
bro.
a criminal, right? I mean, but that's how I justify a lot of things. See, the ICE thing.
I know, bro. I'm talking about all
you're
that.
Justifying no due process and these aggressive ICE agents beating people down because, it should have been legal. But if you think critically for a second, right? Wouldn't you say, well, I wonder how much it takes to become a citizen? And you will find out quickly that it takes a lot of money, a lot of time. It takes thousands of dollars in over 10, 15 years or something most of the time.
I know.
But
and I know I'm getting a little emotional stuff. It's not that I'm getting.
I'm glad you are, because you should care about this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I care, and I just want other people to see. Just think a little bit, bro. Just take a step outside of yourself for once. Just take a step outside of yourself. And I'm not even trying to be on no pseudo bull. I always gotta bring it up. Just take a step outside of yourself for once. See it from somebody else's perspective other than yourselves for once, and you will understand. Take a step out of yourself and also do a little bit of thinking. Niggas really don't think. People, I don't want to say niggas because I don't mean black people when I say niggas. I'm talking about all y'all. Don't think. Think. Just take a second to actually think. It's not that hard. It's actually real easy once you start to do it a little while. But what is if you stop working the muscle, you're gonna lose it. You know what I'm saying? Use it, lose it. Yeah, it's your brain's the same thing. You stop using it, it's gonna be hard. But whatever, man. Just take a second to think, bro. That's all I want y'all to learn. Just think. Community and think.
Community and think. I like that. Community and think. Yeah, man. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Just, if you do even an hour of research on, let's say South America, for example, a lot of immigrants from South America come to this country. Venezuela, that's Central America. Paraguay, Uruguay, Brazil, whatever place they're coming from. Colombia, wherever they're coming from. If you just did an hour of research on how much the U.S. has messed up these people's governments, you would know why they came here. The country destabilized by us. Or by other foreign powers. That's why they came here. Yeah, man.
Final thought for this topic. If we don't protect the truth, someone else will rewrite it for us.
Yeah.
That is one of the realest things ever, man.
And this guy, I don't think he's doing it from a evil
He's not at all. He's not.
I think he's a little disingenuous.
Definitely.
Because he wants to get that engagement of white people saying, this is so true, man.
Did you see the comments?
I read them. Of course I read them. I'm an addict for it. I have to read them. I'm sorry. Of course, people were there are some people that, this is so true. They don't speak on this stuff. And it's you need to understand what you're talking about. So he is pandering to that audience.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's doing it from a bad point of view in that way. I think he really wants to get a point across that is a positive point. Mm-hmm. But when you ignore all that context and that real history, you create these windows, these openings for these people to step in and fill it with BS.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Christopher Columbus thing, where if you delete the context of him genociding these people and him openly saying in his journal that we've read and found, him openly saying, these people are not as smart as me because of who they are. Therefore, they'd be good service to us.
That's some real confidence and pride and arrogance right there.
But the problem is when you're speaking from that arrogant and that racist point of view, when you see things that are actually equal to you, you don't perceive it that way because it's different than what you are. I see people all the time, I've seen it a few times. People will say well, the Incas didn't even invent wheels. They did invent the wheel. They had wheels on their little kids' toys and stuff. They didn't have no cows to use them, so they had no reason to make the carts and stuff. So they just didn't do it. They made pyramids, everything else. Mm-hmm. But when you perceive it differently than what you're doing, you're these people are stupid. Mm-hmm. When really they're not. They're ingenious people. You know what I'm saying? They have a developed community. Like when people see like those videos on Nat Geo of African tribes living in whatever conditions they're in.
Yep.
And they look happy and everything. They have these, that's an ingenious society of really well thought out things, and they're reaches for everything they do.
Yeah.
Is it different than you or me? Absolutely. But is it any less valuable or any less like enduring or any less of an example of human nature and human ingenuity? No, it's not. It's not at all.
Are there any pyramids in Europe?
Hell no. There are big mounds, big burial mounds, like Vikings, stuff like that.
No, just a question. Not even trying to make it a like racist thing. I genuine question because they have them here. They have them in South America, and they have them in Africa. I'm trying to figure out.
Maybe H2. I'm not sure though. But no.
I want to know.
As far as I know, no. Maybe. As far as I know, though, no. But they have cool stuff too. Do I think that Stonehenge is like dumb because it's something I don't understand, or if it's just no? It's an entire like sundial built in giant scale, basically, or something like that, right? It's something of that nature, right? Yeah. That's an interesting, cool thing. It's not. It's not like because it's not something I understand fully is dumb to me. No, there's an ingenious people made that thing happen. So when you step away from the biases you have and you start looking at it from a human being point of view, it's like we're all in a way very like intelligent and ingenious. It just comes up in different forms because of our environments.
I never thought I'd hear you say some shit like that.
It's true. It's true.
Never thought I'd hear you say some shit like that. I love it. You growing, bro.
It's true.
You growing, bro.
Like
you bringing some of that hate in your heart. I love to see it. The love is coming back.
Man, whatever.
Love looks good on you, brother.
You know, like my last example, right? For this sort of thing. Think about like music, right? Think about like Beethoven or Mozart versus like any sort of percussionist in like Africa or something like that. They're making the same type of art and it's the same meanings behind it to them. It just comes across in a different form. But when you look at it from a racist point of view or a biased point of view, you might say that one's better than the other. Yeah. When it's not. It's the same thing. It just manifests differently because of our upbringings and where we come from and what our priorities are in our society. Yeah. That's all it comes down to. People were like, why didn't Africans invent X, Y, and Z? Because we lived in an abundant environment. It was always sunny and warm. So we didn't need certain things. We didn't need certain things. Yeah. Why does Mansa Musa have gold and everything? Because it's underneath his feet right there walks around. That's what I'm saying. So to him, it's not the same thing. Same thing with the Aztecs. When Spanish came, they were seeing all this gold, like, oh my God, all this gold. To them, it's like, you want this gold, that bad ticket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Damn, you got more.
Like we just use it for like decoration stuff. It looks cool, but we don't care about it. Our value is in other things. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. That's values in other things.
That's how life is.
Oh man, that shit was kind
of. And I think an issue is like, man, we've all been assimilated to have values that align with other people, not our own selves.
I know.
And that's fucked up.
It's crazy.
Because it's like whatever.
So quick question. This is a little side note. How do you feel about like I think it was Alexander the Great going into like Africa and chopping the noses off of the
Sphinx?
You heard about all that stuff?
So I've heard a few stories. I heard it was Napoleon's man.
Oh, maybe it was Napoleon. I might have said Alexander the Great.
Apparently, it's not ever proven why it was done.
But why? Like, if you look at all the noses chopped off, bro, what's up with that?
So there was they try to say that Egyptians weren't black. They try to say they did olive skin sometimes. You know they try to say that, right? Yeah, I know they try to say that, right? If they ain't black, they ain't white either. That's what I will say. They're probably more in the middle. They're probably more brownish, more like Arabic in a way, in that sort of way. So apparently the Sphinx nose is gone because it was a black nose. And they were like, we don't want to see that.
And the nose tells the history.
That's so crazy because we don't even know who built the Sphinx to this day. We don't know which pharaoh did it. But y'all know that y'all want to take the nose off of it. That's insane. But though they can't get rid of, them paint on the walls when they go in the pyramid.
Exactly. Exactly. Yo, I think I brought it up before, but you know in Russia they're starting to show black, history figures from the Bible. Like they have the original like paintings from like way back.
You know, Jesus was sold for 30 pieces of silver, which is the same price that African slaves were sold for in
Stop playing.
I'm not lying to you, brother.
I didn't make that. I heard that, but I didn't make that connection.
And the whole hair, wool hair, bronze skin, all that stuff. Yeah.
I can't wait till I hope they actually show these pictures, like actually start putting that out in masses to the public.
I think they're afraid because it goes against what they said, a lot of what they're saying. But at the same time, I don't think Russia has much to gain from stepping on black people as America does. Mm-hmm. So they don't have no reason to do that. Mm-hmm. They might just say, I don't care for it. Mm-hmm. Maybe they will just because it might destabilize us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's why I think, like, if a time machine never was invented and these people went back, they would probably come back and say, "Oh, we didn't see nothing," and blow that shit up.
That's crazy, bro.
I think if we had time machines right now and certain people went back in time and used it, were like looked around like, we're looking for Jesus of Nazareth. You know where he is? Translate obviously. They would find him. They're like, it's him? Oh no. They're gonna go back, blow that shit up. We had a accident.
Last thing. I just saw a video with no. Why you laughing?
Think about that, because that's what happened.
So I saw a video, right? This is getting a little serious, but I saw this video with this lady. She worked. She was a psychic.
Okay.
As she said, she worked for. You heard of like MK Ultra and all them other like.
Yeah,
things.
The Charles Manson was MK Ultra that subject. I swear to God.
I think I did hear that. I think I did. Yeah, you're right. I heard that. That's insane. Okay, I'm bad at explaining. Can you explain what MK Ultra is a little?
It was the use of like psychedelics, like acid and all that type of stuff to develop mind control for the military. It did not go well.
And this is all real.
Yes, it's been declassified.
Declassified stuff that's actually. This is all real. You can look it up yourself.
Charles Manson, the guy that did those murders in Hollywood those years ago, he was a part of it. And a lot of people theorize that whatever happened to his mind through that process of like being destroyed and rebuilt through the drugs and everything made him who he was, made him have delusions of grandeur, thinking he was the devil or whatever he thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to add on to so
they just released back in the puppet.
So they did a lot with the psychedelics and all the other stuff, but they also tapped into like a lot of the spirit realm because I think Russia was doing looking into doing that type of stuff too.
They were trying. The whole war was about any advantage we could get.
Exactly. So they heard what they call Russia was doing that stuff, so they started looking into spirituality, psychedelics, all that stuff. So there was a lady. She was on an interview. I can't remember whose podcast she was. It's a big podcast, but I've never heard of him before. But he's pretty big, got millions of followers. Anyway, she was on there and she was talking about how they had her going back. Like doing her, she would get into a psychic state, a trance, and then she would go back to, like, let's just say she would go back to when the Berlin Wall fell. She would do like that type of things and go and experience those things and go to do something in China back in the history. Supposedly, she went and saw when Jesus was crucified, and she said she couldn't talk about it.
Brother,
how you feel about that?
She couldn't talk about it. Why?
I don't know. When he asked her, he's like, did you ever go back and see the crucifixion? And then she's like stiffened up and she was like, I can't talk. Like,
it's interesting.
And I tried to do so much research on the lady. There was nothing really out there to see if she was legit and if all that other stuff. I kind of believe her just a little bit. Maybe I'm just foolish or whatever.
No, I mean, we don't believe.
I believe it. Like what I'm saying, she didn't say.
Why do you think she could talk about? What do you think? What do you think? Because he was black. And it's definitive.
I think if something, whatever it is gonna releasing that type of information would destroy everybody's worldview and it would cause chaos.
That's why nowadays. I think if we really had like that bona fide alien like body or something, they wouldn't even show it.
They wouldn't.
Because it would destroy the fabric of society.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Immediately. Because people would be like, number one, y'all been lying to us this whole time. Number two, we're not the most dominant thing in the universe. Number three, are there more? Are they around me? People have psychotic breaks and everything.
Yeah. I think both. I think they know.
So similar thing to that.
I think they know what actually happened with the Jesus thing. I truly believe. I think they know. I know that maybe you might not believe. I think they know, and I also do.
Like in terms of his race and everything like that.
All that. I think they know all that stuff. And then let me finish. And I also think that they do know about the aliens, but they're keeping all that stuff. Remember after one of the crazy bombs that happened, basically there was a bunch of UFO sightings. They woke something up. You remember? There was a big time. Was it near?
Did you know about the high man at Epstein list, man? I ain't forget, bro. I didn't forget. I'm not gonna forget that. You can do all this National Guard, troop mobilization, all that. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Where's the list at, buddy?
They're never showing that list, brother.
Yeah, they're all on it. And I hate people be like, well, Bill Clinton's on there too. I hope he is, so we can go to jail.
That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that's what I'm like, bro.
If Obama's on there, go to jail.
Good. Right now.
I don't think he is. I think it's a little bit. That's before his time.
I think he's on that list, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's on that list. Oh man, I just saw a video, bro, talking about basically
Chris Tucker on there.
Chris Tucker, Michelle, and what's his name all went to the island.
I hope Oprah on there. Can't stand that.
She probably was on. I think she went. I wouldn't be surprised. You know that nigga.
Who would be
Jason.
funny? Who would be the funniest person on there that you'd be like, wow, he would laugh seeing that name? Gary Coleman,
What's that one that Pete
Davidson.
Yeah.
I hope he's-
Why the fuck is he there?
I would hope
I
he.
feel like he went there for some odd reason. People just like that nigga.
I'm not. He's not funny to me stand up wise.
I don't think so either. Shout
don't
out
know.
Pete though.
Man,
Not that funny.
What
But
if Tom Brady's on there? I'd be so happy.
Happy's crazy.
Get him out of here.
Happy's crazy.
Take
Who'd
away-
be
take
the
away-
craziest one? You'd be like, no, bro. Ain't no way.
Probably Bill Obama, to be honest.
Really? I'm not
Not
surprised.
saying he's,
Yeah.
I know he's a politician in terms of like the evil stuff, but the pedophile, I didn't think that was his bag. I didn't know if he had that shit in him, but if he did,
I feel like he had to.
the craziest name though, like Shaq or something.
That was supposed to be that funny.
Michael Jordan. Ooh.
I think Jordan.
Oh, they're going to base over now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
If you're on that list, LeBron on that list. LeBron's too young for that. That list is for like niggas that are 50 and older, bro.
I feel like if seeing LeBron on this would be crazy.
If they start that list and Jordan on there, ooh.
I can see Jordan.
Debate's over. Jordan's out there. Ooh, I'm going crazy. I don't want to see nothing else. Matter of fact, clip this ain't when it does come out. Oh, man.
I think you on.
If I see Michael Jeffrey Jordan on that list,
Jordan's definitely on the
I don't
list.
hear nothing.
Jordan's on that list, bro.
Ooh, I don't hear nothing
Jordan's
about
on.
nobody.
Jordan's on that list, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. Well, I'm happy to tell you. Well, I don't know.
Ooh.
He's on that list, brother.
Ooh. I'm salivating thinking about it.
Salivate thinking about it.
I just, man. I don't know. I really don't know, man. It probably was, it was Michael Jordan, my dad. I don't know. Chris Tucker shocked me.
Yeah, that's insane. Why is he there? No offense to Chris Tucker. Why is he there?
Though, when you think about it, though, right? Besides Rush Hour, what else he really do? But he's still dumb rich, ain't he? Hey, man.
Hey, you might be on to something.
Boy, I never seen him not fresh, not bust down something.
You right.
Big Rod showing
You
right. Attack something.
What he doing?
I
Who he doing?
don't know. I don't want to know. You know who I know is down there for sure? Michael Jackson.
Not.
Michael
You
Jackson.
know.
They would have been said that by now. See, he told y'all. They would have been told. He on there.
Hold on. I think.
Yao Ming.
No.
He on there.
I think Mike might have went, but then I think he saw what happened and never went back.
He's like, I'm on, man. Trying to go.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Trying to do the island. I'm sorry.
Bro is insane, bro. Don't disrespect Mike like that.
I don't think Mike did that.
I don't think Mike.
They lied on him. The kid said they lied on him.
I
I think Mike just weird. He just grew up a weird dude. He had no childhood, so he was like, "I'm cool with the kids. I'm cool with kids and adults."
I think he's definitely a weird person. He definitely thinks different than other people, but I don't think he was what they were trying to say. He was.
No.
As a kid, I did, bro. I fell for the jokes. I didn't know nothing. I just
of course.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how would you know?
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know who I would be devastated if like Tony Hawk was on there or something like that. Damn, I'd be devastated. It's like my childhood.
You think they invited Tony Hawk for skating?
He probably like, no, I'm good. Y'all old niggas don't know what y'all want to maybe know what's going on.
Chris Brown?
Nah, they're too young. The list, I'm telling you, it's like literally only like boomers. Ain't nobody young on that list. If you're born in like the 60s or earlier, you might be on this. But anything after that, nah. I don't think so.
When was Jay-Z born?
Jay-Z born like 70s, I believe. Or maybe.
So there you go. Him and Beyonce.
He's on that list, man.
Yes, I just saw the list.
Beyonce's not on the list.
Well, not the list. I just saw something. They just said you on.
Well, there are two lists, man. There's like a flight log. There's like the list that he had in his own possession. So we ain't seen the other one.
What's the one that you saw? What was the thing you saw with Chris Tucker on it? Because I saw something with Chris Tucker.
Flight logs, I think.
Okay.
Which is still incriminating because we on that of all planes
Yeah.
to charter out. Why this dude playing? Because don't get twisted, y'all. The Epstein, we dragging the show on, but I don't care. We like this is like our dead time. We can do whatever we want now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the video anyway.
Yeah.
But the Epstein thing, like, it's one of them situations where it's like it was a known thing that he was creepy and doing that type of stuff before it became a national issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People knew what he was on.
Yeah.
That's why I don't give nobody no bail. If you're cool with him for a decade, like the president, you know what he was up to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, Chris Tucker, you know better. Just on that plane, clown.
He knew. Yeah, that's exactly what you said. He knew better. He knew what was up, bro. That's on him.
What other movies has he done besides Rush Hour that you've seen that you think are good?
Friday.
No, that's before Rush Hour. I mean, after Rush Hour.
That's what I'm saying. I can't think of nothing.
He never missed. He looked rich as ever. when I see him.
You know, that's actually a great question. I'm going to figure that out because I don't know.
In the comments, Chris Tucker filmography, gun to your back of your head, name 2.
Without looking it up, yeah.
No Rush Hour, no Friday.
You said name 2? You're nice.
Name 1.
Name 1.
No Rush Hour, no Friday. Name 1 Chris Tucker movie.
I feel like name 3. Name 3. Jesus. Not looking it up. I don't even know.
See New Jack City? No.
No. Oh,
Chris Rock.
You're thinking, yeah, exactly. Chris Rock is. How the?
Because I ain't come to America. That's before he was even acting.
That's a great question, brother.
Chris Tucker did filmography. I know he was in the music video with Michael Jackson for Invincible. Rock My World. That's a great album. Damn. We got to end the show, y'all. We got to end the show. Maybe next time I'll come with it. I'll come with the list, man.
I really want to, hey, like you said, gun it back in.
Man, 5 DDG songs. All right, go ahead. I'll plug the end of the show, please.
Hey, man. Tip of the week, brother. Control the narrative, control the people. The truth doesn't always die. It often is buried under the stories we're told to believe. Dig deeper every time.
I like that, man. I'll say one thing also.
Yeah.
Evil doesn't die. It reinvents itself. Every time. But thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Dig deeper, please. Don't take anything you hear at face value. Even if you dig deeper and find out they were telling the truth, it's better you
Yeah, exactly.
It's better you knew.
Exactly.
Than just trusting whatever somebody says.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's your father, your mother. I don't care if it's any beautiful black leader or that you trust. Take it at a great grain of salt, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Like I always say, man, the 2 things I want to just build on this show is community and just being able to think for yourself.
Yeah.
I think those are the 2 main things. So someone, if you don't think for yourself, someone else is going to think for you. If you don't know where you're going, someone will tell you where you're going for you. That's like the main thing. I was just talking to somebody about that. You got to make sure you know where you're going, because if not, someone else will know for you. They'll make that decision for you. And I think that's so important.
And it might not be somewhere you want to go.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even somewhere you actually want to go, where you just, yeah, man.
Anything else?
Nah, man. I always thank you guys for all the support that that you guys been giving us. Thanks for all the comments, the views. I really, like I said, we try to respond to everybody. So we want to build a community of, just people so we can, we can talk about certain things, man. I feel like having discussions and dialogue is how we grow, So thank you guys for all the comments, all the love that you guys been showing us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Share it with someone you think would enjoy this conversation, who will be able to partake in the dialogue that we're having here.
If you watched for this long, thank you.
Hell yeah, because I have to, and we really appreciate that, man. We really do. I'm not even just saying that.
It'll cut a decent amount of time out of this, though. I think we'll probably be like an hour 20 when we get the extra shut.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, man.
You have anything else, man?
No, that's it. You killed it.
Hey, man.
You was in your bag a little bit this episode. I ain't gonna lie.
You was too, bro. You was too, man. I'm trying to get
It's getting dark. We been working.
Trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey, man, that's it I got. You don't got anything else? All right, cool. Hey, man, you in the flip? Oh, shit, I've been fucking up today. You're in the what with Flex?
And Quell.
Catch y'all next episode, man. Peace.
The light.